Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, then welcome back. My name is Shayna. Make sure you click the subscribe button and turn on the bell button so you will be notified anytime that I do post a new video. So for today's video, I'm going to be reacting to Landon McBroom's The Real Truth story. This video is approximately an hour and 14 minutes and 20 seconds long. I'm more than likely not going to watch the whole thing because number one, it's going to take too long time to edit, long time to upload, and my camera's going to die with me just watching the whole thing. So I'm probably going to watch like, I'm going to try to do like 45 minutes or so. So let's get started. Here we are, The Real Truth. What he got to say.
Say to all the people watching this to please watch this video all the way through. Please try to follow me with every little detail. I'm going to try to explain this the best I can. I want to start off this video by talking about what I mentioned in my first video addressing this situation. I've always tried to put soul first. I didn't want to speak too much or say the wrong things because I want to start this video just like how I started the first video addressing the situation. My intentions are not to bash her. My intentions are only to clear my name against these allegations. Just like I said in the first video, that because of that video, there most likely was going to be a response, and if there was, it was going to be fabricated with a bunch of lies and a lot of defamation of character. After this video, be prepared for a response from the mother.
There should be a response.
She might not like some things I say, so just be prepared.
Just because she might not like some things. I mean, I think she would have a response even so because I feel like everyone deserves to say their piece, but I guess.
And once that happens, then we'll all be prepared. We'll be able to move forward if that happens. And that's exactly what happened. So once again, I'm here to address everything that was said, and now I have to unfortunately expose the real truth. Before we get into this video, I want to give a big thank you to Joseph.
Goodbye.
For those of you who don't know who Joseph is, he has been the Mother and I's videographer and good friend for the last 4 years. He's played a crucial role in our lives and an even bigger role in my daughter's life. I'm also extremely thankful that Joseph's job has been to film every part of our lives, the good and the bad. Before this got to this point, when everything was going on, I was worried that I didn't have enough evidence or I wouldn't be able to find enough evidence.
What the
To defend myself. So now that I watched her video and saw all the evidence that she proposed to you guys, to me it seems like this is premeditated and that she was planning to try to expose me at some point. My intentions when all this was going on, when I decided to be done with her, my intentions were never to get her in trouble, to make her where she can't see our daughter, or to expose her to the world. I just wanted to be done. Since Joseph has filmed everything the last 4 years, when her video came out, we were able to watch it and see everything that was said, and Joe was able to go retrieve every little piece of evidence to prove that I'm innocent. Last thing I want to say before I really go in is that again, I never, ever wanted it to get to this point. I never wanted to have to do this. It's extremely unfortunate to have to do this. It's also extremely unfortunate that now our entire lives, our entire situation that happened is public to you guys, and now it's just entertainment. I always wanted to put my daughter first. I never wanted it to get to where maybe she's older and she hears about this situation, but now it's at the point where it is what it is, and now I have to do what I'm about to do. First things first, I want to address what I think is the most important thing, which is the word abuse. Never have I abused her, never have I...
He literally admitted in a video way back that he did. Number two, of course it's going to be public because you guys were on the internet, so of course she's going to speak up. You didn't want nobody to know because you knew that you did something wrong. So now that everybody knows, now you got to keep up with your lie. It is what it is.
Use anybody. I've never put my hands on a woman, and I never will. That is 100% false. From this video, you're going to see that she is discrediting every woman who's actually been abused or is currently being abused right now. I think domestic abuse is a very serious matter. It should be taken very serious, and it's not something that should just be thrown around. I think it's really weird how in her video, she tried to expose every little part of our relationship, but when it came to, the most serious part, which was the abuse, she didn't feel like talking about it, and she didn't show the evidence of it. The only piece of evidence that I know of are these 1 or 2 photos that were leaked from her side that are kind of showing bruises on her neck or chest area. There's a reason why her face is not included in those photos. and there's a reason why those charges have now been dropped. Now, when it comes to verbal abuse, I will admit that there has been times where I have said things that should have never been said. We both have said things that never should have been said. But again, that came in form of incidents and random fights that just got too far and the bad things were said. This was not an ongoing thing in our relationship. I also feel like a lot of you guys that are relationships can understand that a lot of things could be said in heated situations. So now it's time to show you guys, unfortunately, who the real aggressor was. I'm about to show you guys a series of clips that I'll go more into detail in this video.
Hit me too? No, knock my door. Let's go. Get in the car.
No, you don't get to change your mind. You literally are psychotic. Don't. I'm done. I'm done. Sit down. You need to get this done. Sit down. I'm calling my attorney. No. Sit down. No. You're a piece of shit. Silence. Keep your fucking emotions in check. So, No, I don't want you to sit down. No, I don't care what you want. I'm a grown woman. Get out. No. Get out if you're going to be rude. I'm sitting here. You don't get to determine what I say. Don't be rude. No. I don't want you to say. Then be rude. Shyla, she's not doing anything at this point. She's only giving facts. Shyla, you need to calm down. Okay, then tell her to shut the fuck up. No, I'm not going to. I don't really give a fuck about you, frankly. Okay, let's go through it then, you stupid bitch. Like, your mom's a piece of shit, dude. Like, dude, no, it's not okay. It's not okay. Your mom's a stupid ass bitch. I'll say it again to you. Your mom's a stupid, dumb.
She admitted to her saying that. So this is my thing. You're gonna record her when she's not aware to make her look bad, but you're not gonna show what you did to trigger her to do that, which was probably this series of events in the years of y'all being together. And I'm not saying that she's right for doing that, but don't act like she did not have a reason to do that too.
Biased fucking piece of shit ass bitch.
Any injuries that she had during this time that she insinuated that I caused is completely false. Just like how she kept mentioning her foot being broken and being in this boot, Shyla was going through many cosmetic surgeries at this point, and a foot surgery was one of them, and here's proof of that.
I'm a little groggy right now, but I think she'll be okay.
Take us an hour and 5 minutes to get back to the hotel. Yeah, that's what she says. It's better for us to eat now. Get you something to eat. You good with that?
You need to elevate your foot. Lift that baby up. You need help? Where do I put it? On the seat.
Hold up a second.
I want that back so bad.
There you go. There you go.
The other injury that she accused me of was an injury to her finger. And I want to talk more about that when we get to that situation further down the video. Now I want to bring up a piece of evidence that came from our side that most of you guys have already seen before.
No, I've never seen
Now I
that.
want to shed some light on what really happened on that incident and how this video even came about. This incident happened on April 1st. It's easy for me to remember this date because it's the same day that I got my port removed from my cancer treatment. The cancer is another thing I'm going to dive into later on this video. I want to make sure that it was very crucial for me to touch on that. We'll get back to that. So April 1st night, I am in our bedroom putting my daughter to sleep like I did most nights. Celine's mother comes in the room and she wants to try to argue with me about stuff that we were already arguing about that day. Mind you, my daughter's trying to sleep next to me. She has a ball in her mouth, her eyes are closed, she's damn near asleep. I didn't feel like talking. I dubbed the entire conversation. I'm saying that like I'm done with you, I'm over it, like I don't want to talk, just like please, not tonight. This made her very upset and she ended up assaulting me. In this moment, I'm just sitting there in shock. I didn't even react. I wasn't even speaking afterwards. I would say about 5 to 10 minutes go by and she assaults me again. So not only one time, 2 times. I believe 5 to 10 minutes go by and she assaults me again. The fact that she was able to assault me twice in a short period of time lets you know how aggressive she really was. After the second time she
Where's
assaults
the proof,
me,
though?
I get up, I go to the bathroom, our daughter's still asleep. I go to the bathroom, I make a video of my injuries of my neck. I send it to her mother. Mind you, I have never once told anyone in my family, my parents, about any of the incidents, any arguments we've ever had, any bad things that have been said. Not once have I told them anything about Shyla. I never wanted to tell my family anything because I didn't want them to, look at her differently. But her mother was the complete opposite. Her mother knows every single bad thing, any argument we've ever had, anything that's ever happened, she knew every single thing. She's also been the person to help mediate these type of situations we have between Shyla and I. So I felt comfortable letting her know this as well. Let me show you the text messages that came with that video.
Your daughter for him. I feel like I recall him showing that screenshot.
As you're reading the text, one of the first things that her mother said was that I'm sorry. Which I already let you guys know that she knows her daughter and that this isn't like a huge surprise that this happened. I also think it's really weird that if you thought or knew that I was this crazy, aggressive, abusive boyfriend to your daughter, that I'm pretty sure you would think or assume that maybe I hit her first, or at least I hit her back at the very minimum. But you didn't assume any of those things.
The thing is that in the beginning of the relationship, from what we know, from what we see, from what they show us, that he was abusive towards her first. And I will say that when you teach somebody, like, if a person talks to me in a disrespect, like let's say I'm in a relationship with somebody that disrespects me a lot, you're teaching me to disrespect you back. I'm just, obviously, we as people, we should know right from wrong. But when you get used to a routine, it's kind of like when a parent treats their kid a certain way and then their kid grows up to be that way. It's kind of like the same thing, but it's like when you teach me, when you're disrespecting me, like now I'm gonna feel like I can act like that with you simply because you're okay with acting like that with me. Now I'm not saying that that's okay and it's voided because, oh, Shyla did that because you did this, but what I'm trying to say is that treat people how you want to be treated. When a relationship starts a certain way, it usually ends like that too. So
you didn't question, you weren't worried about any of those things, and you never even asked where Celine was or where our baby was at this time. Really, the first thing she wanted to talk about was what was going to happen with our YouTube channel and our money. You're going to realize as this video goes on that Celine's mother only really cared about when we're breaking up is the money and our YouTube channel. And this very
but his mother was trying to take Shyla's money in her bank account.
It was the breaking point. This was the downfall to Shyla and I. This is what made me want to be done with it. Now it's time for me to go in about my cancer. In her video, she made it seem like my cancer wasn't shit.
So yes, it was cancer. No, he was not going to die from it. Almost 100% of it was gone after the first chemotherapy. So he was rapidly getting better.
First off, I find it extremely disrespectful that she even said those things. I think that is very disrespectful to anyone that's ever been through cancer, who's had a family member that's been through cancer.
You know what's also disrespectful? That you feel like you can treat her certain ways and then blame it on cancer, knowing that people in this world have cancer. Just going based off of what she said.
Cancer is definitely not a joke. For my cancer, I have stage 4 lymphoma cancer. Stage 4. There is no stage 5. You guys right now can go on Google stage 4 lymphoma cancer and see the fatal, like the rates of all that stuff. In her video, she states that my doctor said that I'm 100% going to be fine.
No, he was not going to die from it.
Nothing bad's going to happen to me, basically. That's false. Stage 4 lymphoma cancer is extremely dangerous and extremely harmful. And if you don't address it in a matter of time, it 100% is fatal. But of course, him being who he was and being a good doctor, I feel like any good doctor, especially a cancer doctor, is going to be optimistic with you, especially when you just had a kid, which he knew I just had a daughter. He's going to keep you in good hopes and let you know that everything's going to be okay. Another thing that she said that I think is extremely hurtful, well, to me really the most hurtful part is that she said that I used my cancer and my cancer experience to be like, to gain sympathy and to get attention from him.
More so enjoyed the attention that cancer brought him.
Most of you will never know what chemo being in your body is like. The truth of the matter is that I didn't want to film my cancer experience. I didn't want to do any of those things. It's embarrassing. If you see how I looked, I didn't look nothing like myself. I didn't even want to talk about it. I didn't want to do any of these things. Like, it's just something that you just don't want to do. At this time, she put so much stress on me about, like, what are we going to do? These bills are going to be crazy, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, I wanted to step up and provide in this situation with the only thing I know how, which would be talking and sharing with you guys, sharing with world my cancer experience. So with
I don't
that
know
being
what to say
said,
about
I
that.
find it really hurtful.
I want to believe him, but
she's saying that I use it for sympathy when I never wanted to film that. Nobody would want to film that. Nobody would want to document any of these things happen. On top of that, she even goes even further to say that she basically was there for me hand and foot and did everything for me during this cancer experience.
And I was carrying all the weight around previous to him getting sick. I was doing everything.
She took care of me, took care of all my medicine. She took care of our daughters the entire time. She talked about she took care of our dogs. Let's talk about that. Just so you guys know, during my cancer experience, not only did we have Joe to help us like he always was there, we had a chef, which was Chef Will, which most of you guys know, who was hired by Austin and Catherine. We had a 24-hour security service that did full-time security around our house, ran all of our errands for us, anything we needed. We never had to leave the house during that full, I would say about 90-day period. We'd have to leave the house once because of that security guard, who was also hired by Austin and Catherine. Not only that, we had a fourth person, which I find it extremely funny really that she never talked about, which is we had a nanny. We had a nanny that was with us 5 days a week ever since Celine was 2 months old. That
I do remember them having a nanny that I would see in their videos sometime.
Was by far one of the most crucial things, because there was times when I literally physically couldn't even pick my daughter up. If my brother's family paid for the chef, if my brother's family paid for the security guard, if Shyla and I paid for the nanny, which aspect did you really take care of? Another thing is I felt like she kept insinuating that she kept paying. Another fact about that is that our bill was up to over $300,000. My mom put in countless hours of back-end work, going back and forth with insurances, all these different things that she went through. It actually got down to only $8,500. So out of a $300,000 cancer bill, we only paid $8,500 out of our own money. That's just another thing that she didn't have to worry about. Now let's talk about the nanny that we had that was 5 days a week, in-house sleeping with us 5 days a week. I never intended on including her in this video, but after she saw what Celine's mother had said, she insisted on helping me.
I'm Janelle, Landon and Celine's aunt, and also Celine's nanny. My role is to take care of Sol full on, and I did. I had her six to 5 days a week, at least 22 hours a day and night. And I changed her, I fed her, I bathed her, I took her out to play, I walked with her. That was my purpose of being there, for Sol only. She was like having my own child. My experience with the relationship in the home was very negative, tense, a lot of nagging, which was really hard because it was like literally from the time morning till night, just a constant nagging. He nagged him like literally all day until the time they'd go to bed. I could hear her up there nagging him. If the closet wasn't clean or the trash wasn't taken out, it was just like, oh my God, it was like the whole world ended. A lot of darkness in that house, a lot of negativity, which was really, it was heartbreaking, I think, with the little baby in the house. Landon as a father, wonderful, the best father that any mother or wife would want for their child. He would take over changing her. He would bathe her. He would put her to sleep during the night. If she wasn't with me, then she was always with her daddy. Living with her, loves that little girl more than life. I mean, obviously, I can't deny that. She just loves that baby so much. But she wasn't really present in the home. She was in there. She was at home all the time, but she never really was present in Sol's life like she should have been as a mom. I still worked for Shyla after the breakup because the plan was for Shyla was going to get her own place. She was going to continue to keep me, and then Landon was going to get his place close by, and he was going to keep me. So I would still work for both of them. I got fired because I wouldn't sign the NDA. She said, her lawyer said I had to sign it I didn't feel comfortable signing the NDA because that meant I couldn't talk about anything. Like right now, everything was between me and Shyla. I wouldn't have had a problem with that, but it would have been a lie. You know, it just would have been a lie. And so I told them I wouldn't sign it. So they said, okay, then you need to leave. I just want to say, you know, pray for Sol. We love her so much. Her family, you know, we don't get to see her like the way it should be. Sol's family on her dad's side, we don't get to see her. We have visiting rights.
What the fuck?
That affects Sol. And all we want is the happiness. We just want Landon to be happy. We want Shyla to be happy. But for Soline, we all love her so much. We just want everything to be normal in her life. This is not normal, what's going on. And it's not fair. It's not fair to ever have a child, not even 2 years old, going through this. And it's very heartbreaking. It literally breaks your heart.
Along with that, here's more proof that we did have a nanny since Sol was 2 months old.
Love you. I miss you so much.
I also find it really, really disrespectful that she's acting like my aunt didn't play a crucial role in our lives and my daughter's life and helped out tremendously. Mind you, even after my last day in the house, she kept my aunt even when I was gone and we weren't talking and it was at the worst of the worst. She still trusted my aunt enough to stay in the house and take care of Sol during that time. So let's talk about the NDA. Like my aunt said, she literally gave her the ultimatum, either basically sign this NDA tonight or leave. My family, the McBrooms, never said to sign the NDA. We never asked her. We didn't have her try to keep silent about anything. So why are you asking, after all this time, for my aunt to sign an NDA? I feel like that's something, if you really care about your privacy, that you would have had signed on the first time when you first hired somebody. Not when you move out of the house and you're going through all this stuff. Just another thing showing you guys her character is a nasty text that she has sent. So mind you, this is the person who's taking care of my daughter. This is someone who my daughter's extremely connected to, extremely attached to. On our very first at-home visit, where all my family was there to see her, because again, she was keeping Soline from my entire family for 90 days. I was the only person that had seen her in those 90 days. Of course, all my family's gonna want to be there to see Soline when they've seen her entire life up until this point. Soline's mother was literally livid that my family was able to see her. That night after the visit, she sent multiple people in my family random, outrageous, disrespectful text messages. And my aunt was one of the people to receive those text messages. Here's the text.
My daughter came home with a red mark on her neck and said auntie did it, so I can only assume that's you. If I find out you're doing some funny shit to my daughter because you're just, like, of me, it's not gonna be good. You fucking ugly, snaggle tooth, gold beat turkey neck looking. Yo. Go fucking dead. Gobbly turkey neck look.
So first off, I would never send that type of text to any adult. I wouldn't send
That's not funny, but
I would never send this to anybody saying those type of things. The part that I find the strangest about that text is the fact that she basically is saying or accusing my aunt of putting hands on Soline. If someone who's worked for us that long, has taken care of Soline that long, so has slept with Soline by herself multiple nights of her life, why would you ever assume that that same person would ever put hands on my daughter? I feel like if you could really have that thought in your mind and think for 1 second that my aunt, also the nanny that we both trusted this entire time, could really do that to our daughter, I think that's something that's really should be checked out and should be evaluated, because I don't think that's normal. And even when this happened, I wasn't even surprised that she sent that text, because every time, you know, the mother is emotional, she acts out and she just throws out a bunch of lies. Now I want to touch more on what my aunt was saying and talk about how involved and, you know, hands-on I am as a father. I bathed, I fed, I've washed, I've entertained, I've put to sleep, I've done every single thing that a good father does. But not only that, I've done really more than most fathers, because we live together and work together around our home all the time. most dads aren't with their kids 24/7 every single day. Even though we had the nanny, I was very involved. This part is really hard for me to talk about because it's so cringe, just because there's nothing that anybody could ever say to make me feel like I'm not a great dad. I know I'm a great father. Every single person in my family knows I'm a great father. Every single person in her family knows I'm a great father. I love my daughter. I live for my daughter. I also find it extremely strange how if I'm like this horrible dad who didn't do anything for you and I'm just this horrible partner, how did we have multiple videos this same year talking about baby number 2? I just don't get how, you know, when we genuinely were planning for another baby, why would you be doing that with someone that you described acts the way I am? And that explains why every single video that we have is now archived, because you didn't want to leave me with any proof. So now let's talk about this Miami trip for the boxing fight, where she's saying that we supposedly were trying to kidnap her to go. To me, it seemed like she was insinuating that my daughter went on that trip. Soleil never went on that trip.
And I realized the voice was his mom had it to his ear, and I could hear her screaming, and she was saying, I don't care if she doesn't like it, we're going to take her anyways with us. And my heart dropped. I realized they were talking about my daughter, taking her to Miami. And I said, before, I can hear you. How dare you? I can hear you. And Landon quickly hung up the phone. He said, that's not what you heard. Like, that's not true. You're crazy. You didn't hear that. I know exactly what the heck I had heard. And that's where it really started getting bad. And my like, mom radar was going off crazy. Like, oh my God, they're trying to take my baby. Like, I just heard that.
She was never there with me. The mother did not let her go. Mind you, this exact time, before I even left to Miami, the mother already had a restraining order against me, which also included Soleil, so I couldn't even be around her regardless.
It's a custody and restraining.
So what do you mean? This is my house though.
You're not allowed to come here for 5 days.
This is my house though.
It says on here.
Not only was a restraining order involved, but I also had proof of the tickets purchased, and my daughter's name is not anywhere on them.
Sorry for the background noises.
During that part of the video, she literally said that my mom was basically conspiring to kidnap my daughter and take her to Miami against her will. That is the furthest thing from the truth. That never happened. My mother would literally never say anything like that. That would never happen. False. And all this happening during when I already have a restraining order, it doesn't make any sense. My mom would not do that. Next, I want to talk about her claims of saying that my family, my mother, was trying to steal all of her money. Let's talk about it. How that even stemmed from is when all this started happening, I started being really suspect of Soleil's mother's moves and what was going on in the back end. Because my worst failure, the thing that I did wrong, was that I was never involved in our banking. I didn't really know what was going on. I didn't really know about like what money was coming in, what was coming out. I was not involved in that part of our business. That was wrong. That was a mistake that I made that I will never make again. Once this started going south, I went to the bank and got my banking information, which is our joint account, and I gave the information to my mother so she can look at it and tell me what was going on, so she could have my back. I didn't know anything. I was getting scared. I was getting worried. I can't possibly go into the bank and get another person's bank information. I'm not going to give it to me. I'm not that person. But if you have a joint account, which is how we kept all our money, that's how we got paid our entire existence, our entire career. When you have a joint account, then both parties can get their information whenever they want, and that's what I did. Here is some further proof that it is a joint account.
My bank info, which I did not give permission.
My bank info.
He's asking for no.
It's my
joint. It's joint.
So the same thing.
I don't get why she kept saying personal when clearly it's a joint account.
It's joint. It's joint.
Another funny part of her video is how she kept talking about, for some reason, how she was the breadwinner, that she paid all of her bills, that she funded my entire life, basically, which is extremely false. 98% of our money came from YouTube. The other 2% was brand deals, stuff like that, but everything really stemmed from This Is LNS. For example, if I would have got a brand deal for some men's company that I only did by myself, I still would have never had the opportunity without This Is LNS. Every time we got paid, every time we got lump sums, like our bigger checks, they came into This Is LNS. We've never got paid any other way besides going to our joint This Is LNS business account, which is both of our money. And she also, it's weird, she makes it seem as if she's had these other jobs or she did stuff on the side, which she never did. That's like me saying all the videos that I did 90 to 100% of the work, a lot of videos that she wasn't even in, that's like saying I should get all the money for that. That doesn't make sense when that video is still posted on This Is LNS. We wouldn't have those viewers without both of us. It's a ridiculous idea and it makes no sense. And she's over here saying how she's paid Joe, basically weeks ago she paid Joe by herself, in that she gave him raises, all stuff by herself. She never did any of those things. First off, we both paid him, just like we both paid our employees this entire time, but from the money that we both made. Second of all, there was no like random raise that she wanted to give him. The truth is that the big raise that we did give him, where we doubled his pay, was when we hired her mother to help us, and she was getting paid just as much as Joe, which makes no sense when Joseph is literally 50% of our entire channel. There's no way that him and her mother should be getting paid the same. It just doesn't work like that. And that's how Joseph got a raise, which was issued or warranted by both of us, not ourselves. Now we're going to get into the kidnapping allegation. I think that the kidnapping allegation is just as serious as the abuse allegation. All of you guys know that with the kidnapping allegation that Joseph is heavily involved. So let's just stop for a second and talk about Joseph's real character. Everyone should know by now how attached my daughter is to Joe. Joseph has done way more for Slynn's mother and I than any videographer should ever do. He's done more for Soul than any in-house videographer should ever do. In the video, she claimed and said that I never trusted Joseph to walk my daughter alone. That's false. Joseph walked her daughter multiple times. We both have trusted Joseph with our daughter. This is some proof showing you how much she really did trust Joe. Here's a video of Celine's mother thanking Joseph after she came home and he like cleaned the house and was watching something.
Guys, every night on dinner, without me even asking, Joe has completely in the kitchen. We don't disturb Joseph.
Right now I'm about to show you guys some evidence of Joseph being there for Celine's mother, times when she was just really drunk. During our breakup, she started drinking heavily and she was just being randomly drunk, and it ended up being actually a not good situation, and Joseph was actually there for her a lot. I want to talk about the incident that was at home, because that was actually a pretty scary time for me. It's a scary time for Joe. It was a scary time in general. So Shyla was by herself at our house, drunk off wine. I was upstairs with our daughter asleep, like most nights. At this time, Celine's already asleep. I hear her mother come to the door and she's banging on the door trying to get in the door. I go to the door. I'm obviously already knowing that something's up, that I know she was drinking, probably that. I open the door and she's pleading, like, let me in with your daughter. Like, let me in. Like, she's going to sleep with me. I don't want you to sleep with her. I got her. But she's drunk. Like, she's stumbling drunk at this time. I shut the door. I lock it. So that makes her obviously more upset. She's drunk, whatever. I don't care. I'm trying to protect my daughter. I text Joseph, please help me out with this situation. I have to figure this out. I text Joseph to come basically switch spots with me, lock himself in the room with my daughter so I can take care of Celine's mother. At this time, Joseph's in the room. He locked the door. He's so that's the same time that he sent this text message to Celine's mother's mom. Now that I don't feel like that was even really a big issue, a lot of you guys already know how much my daughter loves Joseph and how their connection was. But now that we are all on the same page with how Joseph's character is, let's talk about the kidnapping allegation. Let's talk about what really happened that day. So on this day, this is May 15th, Joseph and I come back from a celebrity basketball game. Celine's mother already knew that it was also my dad's birthday. We're celebrating it out in Palmdale. So she already knew, it was already talked about, already pre-discussed that when I got home, I was going to be taking Celine from her and taking her to my dad's for the rest of the evening to celebrate with my family at his house. We come home, everything was fine. My daughter was inside with the mother. My daughter was taking a nap on the couch. At this time, it's an awkward, like we're broken up, but we're trying to be cordial, but it's just like this weird time that's going on. It's this weird like dynamic in our house. When I get there, she says that she's lost her phone. And multiple times when she lost her phone, she would go on my phone and do like the Find My iPhone thing. So me, not thinking anything of it, I unlock my phone and I let her do it. I walk away from a second because I'm not thinking that she's about to do what she's about to do. She acts literally for at least 30 seconds walking around the house as if she's looking for the phone, ends up going outside. Again, I'm not thinking anything of it. Once she goes outside, I hear the door open to the car. So then I'm like, immediately I'm like, oh my God. So I start to run after her and she locked herself in the car. So now I have to go get Joseph to watch Soul because she's left her by herself on the couch. I have to go try to see what's going on my phone. Joseph comes downstairs. I go outside, now I go to the car, she's already locked it. I'm saying, like, what are you doing? Give me my phone, we're not together, you can't be doing this, blah, blah. She's over here looking at it, she's like, no, like, we're saying, I can't really hear what she's saying, but she's trying to go through my phone now. She's going through it, I'm just like, bro, like, give me my phone, like, you can't do this, like, I have to leave, like, what are you doing? She immediately goes to text messages from my mother and I. When she's going through the text messages, she sees that I sent my mom my own banking information, like my email and passwords, my online login to my account. When she finds this out, she thinks that we're conspiring to steal money from my own account, which doesn't make any sense.
I went in the car, I locked myself in the car, and I went to the messages with his mother, and Landon's like banging on the window, like, "You're crazy, what are you doing, what are you doing, what are you doing?" And I'm like shaking, I'm like, okay, read, like, and I went, and his mother was sending him exact amounts of what was in my account.
Right now, let's talk shortly about this loan situation, what you talked about with this loan, because that was this big thing. This whole thing had to do with money. Lot. After I decided to be done with her, I also decided to stop filming with her. Probably a week after we broke up, she wanted to continue to film as if nothing happened. I said, I am done with you. I don't want to do this. I will scratch whatever new money could come in. I do not want to film with you. I will take that L. I don't want to do that. That's not what I want to do. So not only did it become a heartbreak issue, but in her eyes, it became now you're messing with my money issue. In her eyes, I wasn't bringing any money to the table anymore because now I'm not running the YouTube, which was how we made 99% of our income. To her, that's like, I'm not doing anything, I'm not providing anymore. So from that on forward, since all of our bills were being paid with basically our reserves, what we've saved off of This Is LNS, in her mind, that's me owing her money because there's no like new money to be paid, I guess. So during this breakup, during this time, she kept wanting to pick fights with me. She kept wanting to argue about things. She kept wanting to talk randomly about assets and pick fights often. This is not what I wanted to do. I didn't want to talk. So obviously when you're irritated and you're reluctant to talk to somebody, every time they bring something up, you're just going to want to like tell them what they want to hear just to get out of your face. So me saying like, yeah, it was more like a, okay, I got it, I'll ask about it tomorrow. Yeah, sure, I'll do it for sure. Yeah, I'll do that? Okay, cool. It was more like that. It wasn't like I was really saying I'm going to pay you anything. So at this time, she's trying to basically keep us hostage, keep my daughter hostage, and not let us leave till my dad's birthday. She's wanting to talk about this money thing. So in that time, I'm over here like whatever you gotta do. If you want to call my mom about this situation, do what you gotta do, but do it outside the car. Let me leave, please. I don't want to deal with this. You can do whatever you want, but I want to leave. I want to take my daughter. You already knew that I was going. I need to get to my dad's house. So in this time, she calls my mother. Here's a video of that.
Call your mom. Call your mom. No, you know what? I don't even want you to take my daughter anymore. I don't trust you guys. You guys are trying to take my daughter. You're trying to make this whole narrative. I don't trust you. I don't trust you. I'm so sorry. If you take her, that's kidnapping. So I said no. So you want to...
It's my dad's birthday.
Okay, then call your mom. Ask for a loan. There's not one thing in there. There was not one thing in there about a loan to anybody. Because I checked.
What are you saying? I didn't obviously text anything to my mom.
So who are you getting a loan from?
I'm working with my mom.
Okay, then call her.
Doesn't matter.
Then call her.
I have to
I'm
leave.
done playing with you.
I
Call
already
her.
told you. I spoke to you,
Call
and I
her.
said by
Then
Sunday
call
I'll have an update.
Then call her.
That's what I already.
Then
That's
call
what I
her.
told
Then
you.
call her. Call her.
I have to leave.
Call her.
No, we don't
Call
have
her.
any issues.
Call her. No, I'm tired of playing with you. I asked you for an update.
I just
asked you for an update.
We just spoke about it. What else do you
I
want
just
from me?
texted you. I texted you. Where's my update?
Obviously, I don't have it. I just spoke with my mom. She's
Call
doing
her then.
shit.
Call
All
her.
right,
She just called you. Call her.
We just
Call her.
talked.
Call her.
We just talked.
Call her. Call her. Call her. That's not okay. That's not okay.
We just.
Like, I knew you were doing some shady shit. I cannot trust you. Like, I knew you were doing some shady shit. I know you're trying to take advantage. You are, Landon.
You're psycho.
Okay, I'm so sorry you feel that way. I don't care.
You're actually crazy.
Okay, when it comes to my daughter, I'm gonna be crazy every time.
No.
When it comes to my daughter, I'm gonna be crazy every time.
It's coming to me and you. You're just crazy.
What am I crazy about with you?
Because I just need to leave.
What am
You
I
already knew where I was going. I said I'm gonna
What
go.
am I?
Okay. I already spoke to you about it, so I don't know what you want to do for me. I can do
your
it at the
mom.
exact moment.
Call your mom.
I'm
I
not
just called
speaking
her.
to my
Call
mom right
your
now.
mom.
Then you can call her. I'm not talking to my mom right now. You can speak to my mom if you like
That's
to.
not okay. That's not okay. Hi, are you gonna be loaning Landon money to pay me back?
Oh, you don't have to speak to her, Mom. I'm gonna talk to you. My mom's not gonna talk to you. I have to
So
leave.
Landon said that he was asking you for a loan to pay me back by
Then you
tomorrow.
can talk to my mom in there.
I'm trying to confirm. I'm sorry, go ahead. He owes me over $100,000. He hasn't been bringing in money in the past 3 months. And I know you know because I went through his phone and I saw you talking all this shit. So I know you went through my bank info.
She grabbed my phone and locked herself in the red. Mom, don't talk to her, Mom.
No,
Like,
I'm
bro,
not
hang up.
talking to you. Are you letting me understand the phone is ringing? That's what I want to know.
You're crazy. I have to just talk.
I don't care about that. I don't care about a relationship with you or Landon. I would like to move on. He owes me money. He owes me money regardless.
Talk to my mom.
Listen. I'm about to get disrespectful with you in a minute. I don't respect you anymore. I don't really give a fuck about you, frankly. Okay, let's go through it then, you stupid bitch. Like, your mom's a piece of shit, dude. Like, dude, no, it's not okay. It's not okay, because my mom's never done anything to you. My mom's never done anything to you. My mom's never done anything to you. I'm not okay with you taking my daughter because I don't trust you. No, thank you. No, thank you. You're not taking my daughter. I'm not okay.
I need to leave. I need to leave.
I'm not okay with that, Landon.
I need to
Mom,
leave.
I'm about to go crazy. Grant permission! I didn't grant permission! You can't buy a house with me on there without my permission. It's the same thing, Landon. So, okay. She's not trying to pay me any money now. Now Landon's not trying to pay me any money.
No one even said anything.
Oh my god, I will flip out. I don't give a fuck about her. Like, I literally will go ham. Okay. I do not get... Landon, you're not taking my daughter because I don't trust you. I see you guys talking about family attorney, this and that, and I do not trust you.
I need to
Until we get this figured out, you cannot take my daughter.
I need to leave. You already knew I was taking my...
When he said, oh, I'm working with my mom, he wasn't specifying what he was working on with his mother. What were you working on? Were you working on taking your daughter away from your child's mother?
Don't feel comfortable with that. I think
your
your mom's a stupid ass bitch. I'll say it again to you. Your mom's a stupid, dumb, biased, fucking piece of shit ass bitch.
Your daughter needs help. Like, your daughter literally needs help. I'm looking at her right now. She's literally crazy.
Your mom's a piece of shit.
Your daughter is actually crazy. Your daughter's crazy.
You should ask your mom.
You need help,
You should ask your mom what she talked to my mom about yesterday. And then inform yourself. You need help. You need help. You need help.
There's a part in that video where I literally am saying, I just want to leave, and she says, give me my money.
What am I crazy about with you? What am I crazy about with you? Give me my money.
If that doesn't show you something, I think that's very strange. During this time, when I'm asking the pleading with her to leave, she says, go get Soul, get her ready, and then you can leave. So I go inside, I bring Soul back outside. When I come with Soul, with her bag, with everything, prepared to leave, that's when she finally opens the door, Justin wants to talk, but now she's yelling, and it's loud, everybody's hearing it. At this time, that's when Joseph stepped in, like he's done multiple times, to take Selena away from the situation. We're arguing, it's not healthy, he's done this multiple times. Joseph walks away with Soul, just goes around the corner like he's done multiple times. Her mother, Soline's mother, sees Joseph walk away with our daughter for a good period of time. Maybe 5 minutes goes by. In that 5-minute period, it only gets worse. I'm still remaining calm, as you can see in the video, but her voice gets super loud. We have neighbors wondering what's going on. Joseph comes back with Celine and tells us to go inside. When he says to go inside, her mother turns towards Joseph, and she's already mad about Joseph for whatever reason, but she's basically saying, like, and you, like, I don't even know what the fuck you're doing, give me my daughter back. Not only that, just like you saw in the video, she's walking towards Joseph aggressively, trying to take Soul from him.
Just go. No, stop.
Known her for years. He can see that she's not normal, that something's wrong, that she's super enraged. He says, like, no, like, what are you doing? I'm going to continue to walk away because she's not, doesn't look like she can be taken. As Joseph's walking away,
messy. This is messy.
Keep walking, you're fine, just keep walking. I tell Joseph to keep walking. Never did he ever get in the car, never did he even touch the car, never did that happen. He walked around the corner like he did the first time. When he starts walking away, Soline's mother says, like, what are you doing? Like, I'm going to call 911. Goes on the phone and starts calling 911. So again, Joseph walks around the corner again. He's already knowing that Soline's mom is calling the police on him. The first thing he does, mind you, we live on a corner. So the corner is literally like over our fence is the corner. So the first thing Joseph does is call Soline's mother's mom. He says on the phone, I'm hearing him, he says on the phone, like she's calling police on me, I don't know what to do, like, what should I do? She tells Joseph, just bring Soline back to the house, I'm about to be there. So that's what Joseph does. Joseph comes back with Soline, I grab Soline from Joseph, and we all three of us go inside the house.
I don't care. You're a piece of shit. Like, I don't know.
Maybe 5 minutes after that, Celine's grandma, Celine's mom's mom, shows up to the house. When she gets there, Celine's mom is still not trying to let her leave. She's trying to say that, you know, I don't want to trust you, blah, blah. She's so stuck up on this money thing, she's not letting me leave. When Celine's grandma gets there, she has to literally plead with the mom to let me leave, saying everything's going to be fine. She literally calms her down and lets me leave. And I maybe leave about 5 minutes after that. Joseph comes with me. So it's me, Joseph, and my daughter, and we leave to my dad's house that afternoon, right after that incident. We also returned to the house that same night around 10 p.m. There was no kidnapping that ever happened on that day. Now in this part of the video, she starts to talk about...
She said you tried, not that you did. You tried.
We have to talk about how crucial this meeting is and was to this whole story. In this meeting, we discuss the splitting of everything, the splitting of assets, bills, cars. We talk about basically the lease. We talk about everything involving this breakup. Mind you, during this meeting, I don't have a restraining order yet. I don't have any charges at all. This is also the last time that her and I ever spoke. And not only that, this is literally days, less than a week, days after we supposedly kidnapped Celine. May 15th is when the kidnapping happened between Joseph and I and Celine. May 21st, literally less than a week later, is when we had this meeting in our home. Real quick, once again, I want to thank Joseph for recording everything like he did. Once her recent video came out and he saw, you know, again, how outlandish it was, he provided me with this footage of this meeting. Thankfully, at this time, the only reason why we have this footage is because Joseph was scared and was filming to protect himself. Mind you, again, this is days after he's already an alleged kidnapper. These are serious allegations that you guys need to understand. They're very serious, where you can have jail time for. So thank God he was being himself and being proactive and recording for his own safety. It's the only reason why I was able to have this footage, which literally saves my ass. Guys, I need you to watch the beginning of the video very closely. Remember, this is days after the kidnapping. Joseph knew that because this meeting that we already planned, that he already knew was going to happen, he knew that every time we have some serious situation like this, we would always ask him to walk Soul or walk her or whatever it was going to be. So thankfully, again, so thankful that he recorded himself. Here we go.
Look at the dog.
If this person was someone you really felt like tried to kidnap your daughter days before, you're going to tell me that you're going to aid and help him get ready to leave by himself to take her on a walk? That doesn't make much sense to me at all. I don't think that this person looks, to me, if I'm watching the video, it does not look like this is a person who you just called the cops on for trying to steal your kid. That alone should let you know that she never viewed him like that. She was never scared of him. She's always trusted him. All of that should be thrown out the window right now. So Joe ends up taking her on the walk. Since the meeting was so long, he actually ended up getting or capturing.
The reason why she was fearful when Joe took Celine out is because that has to do with Landon. So she doesn't trust Landon and what he has up his sleeve. She trusts Joe, but when they're like a team, it's kind of like, now I gotta pay attention to Joe. So obviously he's around, it's been a few days, that still doesn't change. She still don't trust you though. But as long as you and him are like this, she has to keep an eye on him. That's how I feel.
Meeting. So now let's talk about how the meeting started. To start off the meeting, Celine's mother goes and apologizes to my mom and ends up giving her a gift.
and you can call each other and say, here, this is what, can you work this out with me, and I hope you can do that. And we got you this for numbers. And for them, surely, I just felt like it was a good starting to start off with that. Thank you.
So you saw how she started off talking to my mom. You're gonna.
Sorry guys, I have to keep stopping because I keep getting like phone calls and all that stuff. I'm only gonna play a little bit more left of this video, and then I'm just gonna end it. And then if you guys want to watch the rest of it, you can just go to his channel. So yeah.
See the progression of this meeting and how she goes from this sweet type of persona into what you're really about to see. You're gonna see how her emotions got the best of her, which was a frequent thing. Soleil's mother tried to paint my mom as this person who was trying to basically finesse her, trying to take her money, was trying to say she didn't need a lawyer, was super unfair, all these things, which was completely untrue. You're gonna see how my mother started the conversation, how her intro to the conversation really was.
So why would I say thank you for saying that? I didn't get it, and I accept your part. I just want to set everyone's intention for today. So I know you said you want to take a breakfast.
Well, this is partly so I can't be drinking out for her. I could go and practically do what I should be drinking. So my mother said,
I hope you guys can
So
hear
I just
it.
want everyone to be able to set their intentions, because I know you said Landon just listen, but in reality, everyone has to be able to give input, right? But in a timing that's fair to everybody, like, we have to listen. So my intention for this whole meeting and for even getting involved in everything, because as you both know, I don't get involved in your business, right? The only time I'm pulled into your business is when something comes up, right? Whether it's something with the landlord, something with a bill, something like that. That's the only time I get involved. I don't ask your finances. I don't get involved in your finances. So I just want to put that out there. The only reason I'm involved now is because it got to a point where Landon didn't know what was going on. And he was just based on what was said. He's like, hey, I need your help. Can we look at my account? Right? So that's the reason for this. So in going through all this, my intention is that since you guys are no longer going to be together, and that was your decision, is that everything is done fairly, right? And also, too, my intention is, since I'm a business person, I know business, is to give you guys an understanding, which you, Shyla, should, and I always encourage this, you don't take people's words. You go and get counsel, right? You go and research, and you do the work. This is just me giving you my knowledge. I've done some research. I've consulted with Landon, with a lawyer. So we know just factual things, not emotional things. Nothing emotional, right? These are just factual, because with business and owning a business, you can't just verbally say things and it goes away, right? It has to be in writing. It has to be legally done, because this is a legal entity. It's not a personal entity. We're talking about elements.
Next, she's claiming that my mom wants our YouTube channel back. She's trying to get the YouTube channel back from her. And then she says, I never took it.
And she goes, as far as the YouTube channel, Landon wants that back. It's like, I never took it. Like, okay.
So let's not look at this. Let's talk about the big picture of YouTube. I already made the request with YouTube.
I never took it. Like,
They're already changing on that. So that's something that we can figure out, because you can no longer have that channel. I already requested. This is all this is done.
You guys literally just heard what she said, right?
I already made the request with YouTube. They're already changing on that.
She said that she basically took it. It's already done now. It's been done. It's mine. It's literally what she just said.
I already made the request with YouTube.
But my thing is, was there a conversation prior to that where, all right, you know what? Didn't Landon say that he didn't want nothing to do with the channel because he didn't want to film? Like, I'm confused.
Next, she claims that I was sitting back and I was looking and I was smiling and I was just looking so evil and I just didn't care and I was not looking human, in her own words.
he was smiling, and he thought it was funny. He thought, I could see just like the evilness in his eyes. He thought this was a game. Like,
not once did I ever smile. Not once did I ever think it was funny. You'll never hear me laugh. You'll never hear me do anything. I took it very serious.
You don't have to laugh.
And if anything, I was literally scared. Now she claims that with the Range Rover that she made up the rules and basically she let us know what was going to happen with the Range Rover, when that's not true at all.
And I forgot to mention during the conversation, he goes, what do you want to do with the Range Rover? And I said, you know what? Just paid for the McLaren and the Range Rover the day before. I said, this is before she said, I'm not paying you anything back. She said, what do you want to do with the Range Rover? And I said, she said, you can keep it. Like, and I said, honestly, I don't feel comfortable keeping it because I don't want something that someone can just take away from me. She did co-sign.
Understandable.
In order to get, that was like a $200,000 car. In order to get a luxury car, you need a co-sign who also has a luxury car. I don't know if that's just what it is. She's also co-signed for his brother's cars. She's co-signed for everybody. So it wasn't like abnormal. My payments, I paid my insurance in full for the year. It was like $20,000. Like, didn't think anything out of it, but just felt like their true colors had showed. And I said, like, I just paid for it yesterday, so I'd rather have it for the next 30 days until I can get my own. And then Landon can have it, and that can be his car.
In reality, the truth is that the Range Rover is in my name and my mother's name. My mom told her, I will allow you to have the car for another 30 days or until you get your own car. Do you want the Range Rover? Do you need it?
The Range Rover. So the Range Rover is in my name. I'm fine with giving back the Range Rover. You can have the Range Rover. I will go get a new car.
I thought the whole time you were going to take it.
The Rover would fall under his expenses if he takes it over.
Shyla, I told you, everything's going to be fair. Based on what income payment, all these other things, it's going to be fair.
All about money. Oh, gosh.
I never said I wanted it.
So my thing is, how long do you need it before you get another car? I'm trying to be fair, Shyla.
The rest of this month,
So when's the payment due? So you want another 30 days before you get a car? I'm just asking. No, I'm asking you the question.
we're just saying. Okay, let's see.
Okay.
Just until the next one is due.
Okay.
And I really want to talk about the topic of saying that we left her with no car, or that you took her car back. That never happened. As you can see, everything that she said about this meeting was a complete lie. Now I'm going to show you guys some clips from the meeting showing you who the real aggressor was and how aggressive she really is.
What happened prior to that he cut out though? I want to know what conversation was said before she did all that. He's cutting parts out. He needs to put the whole video.
Sit down. You need to get this done. Sit down.
Because it went from, okay, that's fine, you know, I'll have the car for another 30 days to, and then he's saying, oh, this is when she became aggressive. What happened? What happened in that time frame?
Turning? No. Sit down. No. You're a piece of shit. No, I don't want you to sit down. No, I don't care what you want. No. Get out. Get out if you're going to be rude. Sitting there. You don't get to determine. Okay, then you don't be rude. No, I don't mind sitting there. You need to calm down, okay? No, I'm not going to.
Clearly you see the time when she was literally about to throw a candle at me and her mom had to stop her. You see her and her mom arguing and she's telling her mom to shut up and she keeps telling her like, stop, going back and forth.
No, sit, no, sit, no.
You clearly see who's the more calm ones in the entire meeting. And I think a really crucial one is the part where she came and sat next to me in like an aggressive, trying to fight me manner. And my mom's telling her, like, no, I don't want you to sit next to me, you need to go.
No, I don't want you to sit next to me. No, I don't care what you want. No, get out.
If somebody's extremely fearful of somebody, whether they're an abuse victim, they're a battered woman, they've been hit, they're scared for their lives, they would come up to their abuser and basically press the issue like that and be like up in their face.
No, I don't want you to sit next to me. No, I don't care what you want. No.
I don't think that's what any person who's been abused would ever do to their abuser.
I beg to differ. She probably had enough and had the balls to defend herself and was like, you know what, enough is enough. I'm gonna give you a piece of my mind, so I beg to differ. Just saying.
And if you watch the clip again, I literally back away from this one.
I'm not doing anything at this point. You're only giving facts.
Towards the end of this meeting, she's going in and out of the house. She's talking about she's calling her attorney. She's storming. She's talking crazy. She's basically not a part of this conversation anymore. I know at this point the conversation is basically over. The meeting's basically done. So now I turn my attention towards my daughter. I go to find Joseph to get Celine because I know this is around her time when she takes a nap. So mind you, at this time, Celine's mother's already in the car. I'm walking out of the front driveway to go and try to find Joseph. I guess sometime, probably when she saw me walking out of the yard, is probably when she texted Joseph. She sent a text to Joseph saying like, where's my daughter, blah, blah, blah. I take one of our cars, I go drive around the block to find Joseph. When I find Joseph and Celine, I park, we switch. Celine's asleep in the stroller at this point. He gets in the car, drives back home. I start walking Celine back to the house to put her down for her nap. As I'm walking back to the house, here comes her mother, swerving around the corner, speeding, parks in the middle, she slams on the brakes, hops out, and takes Celine from her sleep out of the stroller, claiming kidnapping and just saying all these crazy things because all this crazy stuff happened again. All these emotions are involved, and you guys know what happens when she gets emotional.
Trust you. You're gonna try to fucking kidnap her or something? I do not trust you.
She just gonna go lay down. You didn't have to do that.
I don't trust you.
I was gonna make sure you get her in the car. Yeah.
I buckled it in yesterday, so I'll buckle it in.
Yeah,
But you're trying to set me up. I know you're doing a recording. You're trying to set me up.
No, just because you're going to do something crazy.
What would I do that was crazy? I haven't done
I'm just saying, but she was asleep. You could have just let her go back to the house.
You have made it clear that
But stop talking about us. Stop talking about us.
You're trying to take my child.
I'm not trying to take her. I'm not trying to take her, obviously. No, how?
You're literally trying to take her. You're trying to go over here and hold on her back. And again, you're not going to take her, my child.
No one's going to take her. They'll know where you're going. No one's taking her anywhere.
I know you're not going to take her.
Yeah, but just please calm down. Though, like,
I know that. You know you're not going to take her.
No, she's not going nowhere, Shyla.
I know she's not.
Yeah, but she's just going to go. She needs to go to sleep.
She's going to go to sleep.
At this time, this is when she made the video crying with Celine in the front seat with her.
No one will believe me. Right now. Yeah, Mama. We're sitting parked right now in the car because I'm fearful to go home. I believe they're trying to kidnap my daughter.
No one's going to take her. They'll know where you're going.
They've stolen. Landon and his mom have stolen. And
looking at it now, I know 1,000,000% that this was always her plan. This was all conspired. This was all calculated. She knew that this was going to happen. She knew that she was going to be able to use this.
I know I said I was going to stop this, but this is mad
interesting. She showed the
interesting.
police to get some remaining stuff out of the house. She claims that my mom was laughing at her and looking crazy, that we were being disrespectful, all that stuff. This is what really happened.
it was happening to be like 16. Landon still legally lives here. He has every right to come get his stuff. He can come get his stuff. That's no problem. But you cannot enter unaccompanied, and he cannot enter unaccompanied. But if Landon wants to go get his stuff, no. He can come get his stuff. I think they just want to make a show.
Hey, officer. You good yourself? Do you guys mind if I record for our safety? Yeah, appreciate that.
So the situation is, Landon and his girlfriend have the house. The house is under his name. However, they have broken.
Yeah, let's go before we get there.
So they have broken. So now it's trying to get everything out and
A relationship should never get to this point. Never get to it. Be careful who you have kids with. Be careful who you have kids with. Because when there's a kid involved, it's over. When there's no kid involved, it's a lot easier.
he's being civilly, but he can't be civil, right? He needs to get his stuff out. She told him he can't go in his own house.
Okay, let's do it like this. We're gonna go try to do this as simply and as nicely as possible.
Nothing is my daughter's name. It's like, I want, like, would she be able to, like, walk us to, like, get her stuff if she come back?
Well, we can't tell her what to do, but we can suggest that, right?
Just because she's not, obviously.
Just so there's no confrontation. I get it.
Yeah.
Because you don't want your little girl to I get it. Yeah, we'll tell her, hey, you have the right to get his stuff.
So she did come out and she said, like, oh, Landon can get his stuff. You can't come in. That's fine. However, Joseph lives with them too. He has stuff that he has to get. It's bigger stuff, so they need help getting it.
Are there any, like, restraining orders or anything like that on file? Okay, good. All right, well, let's talk to him, try to keep it as simple as possible, right? And then as far as like, basically it's the stuff you can carry or fit in your car today. Like, we can't stand by like the movie.
Right, no.
So it's clothes and it's video equipment that's very expensive. That is something.
But it can take
It's all business.
Let's go talk to her.
Her name's Shyla.
And see if we can go.
Yeah, you should.
I said there's also, I think her mom's here. Her mom's here. The college should definitely take her away.
When we went to get our stuff with the police, it was Joseph, my friend Robert, and my mother. My mother never went inside the house. It was just Joseph, me, and Rob.
Okay. So I guess the only thing is that this over the camera equipment, she said you guys co-own it.
No, everything's mine.
His stuff.
Everything's mine. She has no camera.
Business stuff, he has his personal stuff.
So as far as the business stuff,
Back to state.
right, I don't want to tell you what to do with your stuff, but if you guys are later, you guys can see each other, you can take the stuff.
Yeah, I know what stuff is. I have one camera that's up there. It's like a smaller one. Yeah.
Alright, so we about to end this video right here. That's pretty much it. There's still roughly 17 minutes left, but way too long for me. I don't want you guys to just sit here. Obviously you guys sat here long enough. If you want to watch the rest, go watch this video. But that's my reaction to this crazy shenanigans. Now I wonder what's gonna happen now after Landon came out and said his real truth. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I already said what I thought throughout the video. To close it out, I'm not gonna pick a side, but if I had to pick a side, like if you guys want me to pick a side and I had to, I would be on Shyla's side, because I've had experience dealing with narcissistic people, and I just, yeah, you already know. Now there's two sides to every story, and then there's the truth. We don't really know the real truth. We just know the truth of what they tell on their side of the story, and that's all I can really say. Yeah. So that's my opinion. It's very overwhelming, a lot of drama. I don't know what's gonna happen from here, but thank you guys for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Also comment, share, and subscribe. Turn on the bell button so you'll be notified anytime that I post a new video. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram at therealshaynaa, and also check out my eyelashes at shaynaa.com/shop. Link will be right here, also in the description. I'm wearing my lashes Jamaica from the 4-lash booklet set, and also check out my lifestyle brand and health and wellness website at secretdirect.com/therealshaynaa. Also will be right here in the description, and I will catch you guys in the next video.